Okay, this week's Raw was actually an undeniably good Raw. I mean, every match had at least some build up and had something to do with an actual ongoing storyline. You know, you had your mixed tag match, whereas the Bella Twins don't really care for them, but you know, if they both dig on Daniels, awesome. I really can't fault Daniel for that at all. And that kind of helped continue the fallout between Maurice and DiBiase. Do they finally officially break up after doing next to nothing as a couple? I mean, they've done a lot to try to get Ted over, and it is just not working. They gave him a manservant, didn't fly. They gave him the belt, just didn't fly. And they gave him Maurice, and it's like he's just not really getting anything going, and it's weird. It is. Of course, now I can't skip over the opening. CM Punk is absolute gold on the mic. When he got up, I've always wanted to do this. And I quote, and the crowd just went nuts for it. It was good. The moment between Cole and King. Cole is pushing Miz to the moon, and let's be really honest. Miz kind of got where he's at somewhat on his own. Cole pushing how awesome he is in the match didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, Miz actually got where he is kind of before the huge, man love push that he's getting from Cole. Ending with Orton laying out Cole, good. I really did. I like that. I thought that worked fairly well. The John Cena stuff. John Cena Nexus. I really wish they would have brought in Juan Cena. That was the John Cena in a luchador mask. I think that would have been really goofy and dumb. It would be a lot better. Everyone knows John Cena, even Mr. America all over again, or the one that like the Black Scorpion and all those crazy things they've done in the past. And it would have worked, and it would have worked actually, probably pretty well. But and then it's like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna show up and just beat up members of Nexus. Well, you're in a hotel, yeah. Man, my food's cold. I'm not paying you for that. Oh man, I'm sorry. Can you at least get someone who could struggle through those few lines of being a guy in a hotel, of being the waiter, the guy who's room service? Can't you find someone who can at least get through those like 2-3 lines without being like, oh man, you have to pay for this? Then John Cena at the door, whooping the crap out of Atanga, and then Harris. It was good to see the Tyson Kidd David Hart Smith match. I liked it. I thought it was good. It did seem weird to bring like a giant mountain of a man down and have him essentially do nothing. It was just Tyson Kidd being Tyson Kidd and being like the small loudmouth on the beach heel because I'm fantastic in the ring. I can't say he's awesome. Someone else already took that. The tag team elimination match for the titles. I did not picture Kozlov and Santino winning the gold. It will make for an interesting feud when they take on the Usos later. And of course, triple trombone, you can't beat that at the end of a match. You can't. There's no better post-match taunt than triple trombone. And of course, when the Usos take on Santino and Kozlov, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be some good stuff. Because you're going to have Tamina probably try to screw the Usos out of the belts. That'll work. That'll work pretty well. The Natalya Melina match. That match has a good promise to it. I'm getting tired of Lay Cool on the mic. The other way that they would have done. Now we know that Melina can kick herself in the back of the head. Yeah, I thought it would have been awesome to have seen Natalya throw in the sharpshooter and then crank that thing back and kick her in the back of the head with her own foot, like the moves they put on Mischief. Just go with it. Make it look as devastating as possible, and that's why she taps out. Post-match beatdown, Lay Cool, Really, I don't. Unless we're going to try to develop like a women's tag division, I really don't see a purpose for Lay Cool now. I don't. There's that whole like, oh, see, we're both totally awesome. We're a tag team. It doesn't matter if there's no tag team division for women's in WWE. There's barely even a singles division for women in WWE. The Morrison Sheamus piece. I'll be completely and totally honest here. I thought Morrison's promo while walking to the ring sucked. It was so bad. What saved it was him putting the glasses on the little girl. You need like some gnomes and stuff. That was almost as bad as like an Alex Riley promo. You know what? Things are gonna go awry. I don't even know what you just said. Sheamus might as well have said that line. Like, what are you talking about, fella? He might as well have done that. He might as well have been like, and just laid him out. I thought that was a great star-making moment. Once they got in the ring, I thought that was a beautiful moment, Sheamus getting beaten down by the scepter, I like that. It really, really seemed like, these two guys, this is a good, solid feud. They're not feuding for, like, number one contendership. It's like a bragging rights feud. And it's working really well. Even though I guess they've kind of forgotten that they've had other matches. This isn't their third match together. Sheamus and Morrison have fought before. Before they had their matches in Survivor Series. Before their King of the Rings finals. I mean, this actually isn't their third match. It's like their fourth or fifth match. On TV. They've already had their rubber match, so to speak. Now, of course, they're really hardcore pushing the potential return of Triple H. And I think that could be really, really good stuff. I'm an H mark. Sorry. Sorry, I mean just... Sorry. If you look behind me, you can probably see the... I'm just going to get this guy out real quick. Again, it's like, don't edit. This might take a little longer than I had initially hoped. Attach the stuff. Yep. There, okay. Now Sheamus had on an awesome crown. I will give him props for that. This is my Triple H King of Kings crown. Yes, this is actually a belt with jagged pieces of metal attached to it through rivets. I wore this at my wedding. So when those two meet, that is probably going to be a feud that's really going to submit Sheamus. Period. It was probably his best feud after he lost the title, and it's going to be an amazing feud once H comes back. I could see that maybe run into Mania. Now, because I have to go into the main thing that really, really happened. The A-Rye Randy Orton match, you knew it was going to have a run-in by Miz sooner or later. Miz is getting better at the Skull Crushing finale. He's doing it a little bit faster, which works beautifully. So, let's get down to the calling out. Wade Barrett calling out Cena. Do I think Barrett is going to leave Nexus or rehire Cena? Some people out there that go to were like, dude, I totally called it, Otunga's going to turn on him. Yeah, Otunga hated being second fiddle, and he hated when he had to go to SmackDown and fight Kane to stay a member of the Nexus. Otunga wants Nexus. He'll probably do a better job with Nexus than Barrett did. It's a huge catch-22. I mean, if Barrett leaves Nexus, would Cena still beat up Nexus, or would he just focus entirely on Barrett? If Barrett goes, fine, John, you're rehired. Do I picture him still kicked out of Nexus? Yeah. I would like for him to not rehire Cena, and instead have him leave Nexus, and then have Cena fight his way into the Royal Rumble, win the Rumble to get his job back. Okay, just really, really push and make a good story of it, as opposed to, Barrett's going, fine, Cena, you're rehired. You haven't been fired for a month. I would rather see Wade leave Nexus, try to make it on his own, see if he can. I think Wade would be pretty good on SmackDown. I think leave the bulk of Nexus currently on Raw, put Wade on SmackDown, and I think he could really, really flourish there. And then I've seen it come back to Monday Rumble. Now, from a business standpoint, bringing Cena back now would be a great way to help sell more merchandise during the holiday season. So it kind of go either way. I would prefer to see Wade be like, no, I'm not hiring you back. Nope. To push it a little bit longer. Because to do a huge story arc, like, you don't become champion or you're fired, and then less than a month later, wash the storyline out. I don't know, that just doesn't seem like that's a really great way to go.